Hello, and welcome to the Shiba Chat Show. This is your podcast for all things Shiba Inu. On Shiba Chat, you will learn about health, training, education, nutrition, grooming, art, owner stories, and experiences about our beloved, fluffy, and natural monument of Japan, the Shiba Inu. We will be helpful and fun, full of guests like Shiba owners, trainers, nerds, and experts from around the globe. Now, here is your host, directly from Portugal, Charlie Mancini.
Hello, Shiba family. You are about to listen to our fourth episode with a guest from Brazil who used to live in Japan and Switzerland. His name is Kalan Violin, DVM, MSc, PhD, and postdoc. Dr. Violin fell in love for Shiba during undergraduate course, chased them while living in Japan, and after a couple of years fulfilled his wish to have his first Shiba Inu. Now he owns 4. He is a hobby breeder and a passionate veterinary exclusively of the breed, living the dream. Okay, Kalan, thank you very much for being here with us at this new podcast called the Shiba Chat Show. Kalan Violin from Brazil and other countries as well, right?
Right.
Okay, so when was your first contact with the Shiba Inu breed?
Well, my first contact with Shiba Inu breed was a little bit before from my veterinary college.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a doctor of veterinary medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But during my undergrad, I already knew about the breed, but not personally.
Okay.
Never had contact with a Shiba Inu before.
Mm-hmm.
Only by animated cartoons and some of these shows. So after I finished my undergraduate, I started to be more going after the breed.
Okay. You were like researching and like seeking for more information about the breed, right?
Yeah, no, actually seeking for the dog itself because it's difficult to find here in Brazil, right?
Okay.
And then when I first went to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
it was like a mind-blowing experience because I could have contact with many Shiba Inus and many products of Shiba Inus, like plushies, toys, magazines, books,
Yeah,
everything.
stickers, patches, everything.
Yeah, and that was when I really get into the Shiba Inu
Mania.
reality.
Reality, yes. So, did you own Shiba Inu back in Japan, or you were in contact with dogs, with real dogs over there?
No, yeah, there it was only the first time I was as a tourist, so
Mm-hmm.
I was only getting contact with dogs from other persons that were walking at the parks, and
Cool.
so I asked them to take pictures, to pet them sometimes, and they are very kind, and then I could do this. For a foreigner to buy a pet dog in Japan, it's very difficult. Even when I was there, working there, and with a type of green card in Japan, like official citizenship for an immigrant, I was still forbidden to afford a dog. I would need a national to buy a dog for me.
Oof.
And be responsible for it. So yeah, it's kind of
tricky scheme. Okay, I see.
It's a very complicated country for foreigners.
Yeah, and how have you became Shiba Inu owner or a Shiba dad? How have you
the first
become?
Time
that you owned.
Yeah, the first time. So it was on 2016.
2016. Okay.
2015.
15.
The year that I lost my border collie. So I have a very, very traumatic
experience.
Situation
Yes.
with my older dog, and I was definitely. I don't want a dog anymore. It was it was such a load on me, emotional load, that I told my wife I don't want a dog anymore. But I already had a kid, my son, and then she came to me and said, "Yeah, but we need a dog for the children, right?" And I said, yeah, we need a dog for the children."
She was how many years old?
But I was, but I was still like, but I'm not ready to have a dog yet. And she said, "What about a Shiba Inu?" And then she got me. And then that was the first time that I got the first Shiba Inu. Actually, it was for my boy. But the moment that we got in touch, he chose me and was
love at first sight.
Yeah, it was a type of reciprocity when the dog and I we bonded together, and we are best friends.
Yeah,
we are pals. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
When I used it to go to the lab before this pandemic situation, he was joining me at my lab. He would stay at my office, and then
like best buddy, BFF.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So are you a breeder of this breed? Okay, so
after the first acquisition, I was not that I was wanting to be a breeder, but another opportunity to have another Shiba Inu came, and then it was a female. And at that time, we have a male, a female. That's okay, no problem. I'm a veterinary doctor. That's something that it's I can breed them if I want. Then I started to look at the official kennel clubs and talk with them. And initially, I started at something that they call owner breeder. So
se quiseres parar agora bocadinho, eu depois edito, está bem? Eu depois posso fazer edição. Se quiseres parar só bocadinho, só para ver se está tudo bem aí em casa.
Não, é só meu filho apareceu, mas não.
Está tranquilo? Ok, let's move on, please.
So this type of owner breeder, you need to register at a kennel club, and you are allowed to have two offsprings, kind of something like that.
Okay.
And at that time, I was still finishing my PhD. I was traveling. I finished my PhD. I stayed at in Davos at AO Foundation as a research fellow for 7 months. Then 2 more months in Japan in Tokai University. So this type of life wasn't possible to be a proper breeder. And then when I returned to Brazil, and then when I resumed, and I said, no, I want to stay. I want my dogs, because every time that I got these research jobs, I need to go alone. Alone, not only from my family, but alone from my dogs. I could not have them. And even in Japan, that I got an actual job. All apartments, no pets allowed. It's a huge
constraints all the time.
Travel costs, everything. And then I said, okay, no, I'm out. I'm going back home, and I want to live with my dogs. And at that time, I went to the kennel club, and it started the process to opening a proper kennel, not only a owner breeder kind of thing,
but an official kennel.
Yeah, it's official kennel, because then you need to have an official kennel name. It goes for the official kennel club from Brazil, the bigger organization that manage all the
almost like AKC in America, right?
Exactly,
almost like that, or Nippo in Japan or something like that.
In Brazil, it's CBKC.
CBKC.
It's kind of the same organization.
Yeah.
And it takes like 6 months to be allowed, but you also need a veterinary doctor that will be responsible, that will be the technical responsible for the kennel. So that makes everything, all the legal parts will be on him. Since I am a veterinary doctor, I can play both roles. So I can be the owner, and I can be this technical representative from my kennel.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it's a legal position.
It's kind of a for me, it's a win-win situation, because otherwise, if you wanna to open a kennel, you need to open a kennel and find a veterinary doctor who will be this technical representative that asks for all the technical situations for the.
Cool. In your opinion, what's the best resource to learn more about Shibas? Imagine that one person finds the dogs cutie or fluffy or something, and they would like to do a more detailed research about these breeds, Shiba Inu. Where do they go?
To be honest, today, I think that the internet is the best resource we have. But the problem with the internet, it's the type of information that you get from. So from many, since I'm a veterinary doctor and I also attend many Shibas as a veterinary doctor, I get a lot of
misconceptions
and a lot of replies saying I saw the fluffiness, I saw the cuteness, but no one told me about the
shedding.
shedding.
Yeah,
No,
I
no
have
one
two
told me
questions about that.
about the temper,
Yeah.
about these things. So nowadays, I think the groups, and here in Brazil, we have many WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups. These groups, people are like sharing their own experience about owning Shiba Inu. So that's a place that you get the real deal, the actual life having a Shiba Inu.
The ups
But
and
if you
downs
want,
of having a Shiba Inu.
yeah, but for the technical part, then it's another story. It's a little bit more complicated. You need to go for the international websites and trying to find things about color patterns and the genes that are involved in each one. Some of them are misleading. So for the technical part, I think it's pretty much more complicated to get the good information from the internet, even from books. I have a little kind of 5 or 6 books about Shiba Inu, and then reading them and saying, oh, this is right, this is not so right. We already know that this part it's not so precise.
Yeah, so accurate. Yes.
Exactly. So and the technical part it's more laborious to get from, but the life part, the kind of way of life part, it's easier, but it's tricky, because if you go to Instagram, if you go to these only influencers, you are only getting
the kawaii part.
only getting the plus, né? Only getting the pros and never the cons. And unfortunately, I don't think that this is in other places, but here in Brazil, unfortunately, we have huge channels that they do a proper work, but their goal is to sell puppies. I won't say that they are actually puppy mills, but they act as a puppy mill, because if a person asks that the
for the pedigree or
how's the shedding? Oh no, don't worry, they don't shed. You just use this Ferminator, which I think that it's a no for Shiba, because damage the undercoat and the skin gets exposed to abrasions, to fungus, to a lot of stuff. So you need to accept the fur. That's the thing. If you want a Shiba Inu, you need to accept the fur. And when you are selling these, some of these breeders, they don't want to also show this part.
Yeah, because it's bad for business, right?
Exactly, and because
bad for business.
Exactly, it's bad for business if you tell all the truth. And for me, as a small breeder, and I can say that I'm privileged, because I have like 6, 8 puppies each year. So that's the
medium.
And many of the people that came to me, they give up because I tell them the truth. and so and I think that that's the right way, because
of course
that person was not suitable to deal with that.
You have to think about the dog first and then the owners. If the owners aren't quite sure about the breed, it's better to move on and to have another one because there are more than 300 breeds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can say in experience as myself, I love them. I have like a passion for them, and then came the fur. What is all this shedding happening?
Yeah.
Okay, as a vet, they are shedding and shedding and shedding and shedding.
We had a breeder from Portugal as a guest, and he told us that you can feel many pillows with
Exactly.
with the fur
You can.
they shed.
It's hard to imagine that, but you are this size, but you produce this size of shedding.
Yeah.
How it happens? So, but for me, it's just like I don't care. I don't care for the shedding. I love the dog, and okay, I was not aware, but I dealt the way the best way, like I don't care. But many people, they do have problems, and then that's when we have the cases of people wanted to rehome or doing doing this extra shedding with Terminator and other products that are not suitable for them, that will, because you will damage not only the fur, but you will damage also the look of the dog. And this is so selfish, because the integrity of the dog, it's the whole thing. It's the fur, it's the undercoat, it's the shedding season.
Yeah, you're taking a part of them, and they are a whole. They are not like half a Shiba. They are 100% that way. It's their morphology, and yeah. I've read online today that Shibas only shed twice a year for 6 months each time.
Each time, yeah. So from January to June, and from July
to December. That's it.
no, but okay. As a veterinary doctor, I can say that they are a little bit different from Akita Inus. Okay, Akita Inus, they shed the whole year. They don't have a season. A shedding season. Shiba Inus, they also shed during the year, but they have these market shedding seasons. And it's a preparation, so they lose the fur from the winter and preparing for the new fur for summer. And the same happens again when they.
It's a cycle.
During autumn, they lose the fur from the summer, and they prepare themselves for the winter, and that's why. And this is funny, because the better photos and the most beautiful Shiba will always be the winter Shiba, because the fur will be more thick, the undercoat will be more voluminous. So it's quite interesting. But anyone who has a Shiba Inu knows that any day you will find fur around the house. That's part of it. Yeah. But during the shedding, it's just like it's for extravaganza.
Yeah, that's it. And what do you recommend? A good vacuum cleaner?
Yeah. No, many people. I have many patients that they have those automatic robots.
Robots, yes.
Running it works well.
Yeah, of course.
Or otherwise, you need to vacuum daily
Or twice.
each other day
Yeah,
or broom. But those automatic vacuum cleaners, they are superb. They do the job.
Yeah, cool.
Except when the Shiba wants to hunt them, and that's the problem.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
You are listening to the Shiba Chat Show, your podcast for all things Shiba Inu, celebrating the Doge community around the planet. Feel free to share this podcast with your friends and follow Satoshi, Charlie Mancini Shiba, at instagram.com/satoshi.theshiba. The show will continue right now.
Okay, how do you socialize your Shibas? Or what's the process like?
And you mean from my puppies?
Yeah, for your puppies.
Well, the process that I do with my puppies, it's I only keep them apart during the paternity. So until 20 days of life, they will be separated with the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The mother has free access to live, to eat, to drink, and to urinate and everything. But the puppies, they will be confined during this period. So as soon as they start to have their own autonomy, so open eyes and walking properly, I already put them together with the rest of the
gang,
of the camp. So,
the family.
Because
Yeah.
I have one male and three females. So it's and sometimes the male, it's not always the father of the leader, but I only have the four here, and they will interact freely. Of course, that we need to take a little bit of care in the beginning, because the mother, it's the beach, it's much more protective around the puppies.
Mm-hmm.
But since I never lock them up and I never separate them in a manner that you will only stay here and you will only stay there, I have an open canal. They interact freely, so it has a plus.
It's best for them.
More,
mm-hmm.
And it has a con that most of the time I need to separate some fights, because stupid things, basically one toy, or because I started petting one and another one, and they started those little Shiba fights and Shiba disagreements. And so, but that's okay. I think it's part of them.
Shiba mayhem.
Yeah, it's something that we need to control, but it's part of them. And then from these 20 plus days, they are free. They are free to the yard, so they have access to grass. They have access to concrete floor, so to have a good grip. Mm-hmm. And they have their little dog house prepared, protected from rain, protected from hard winds. But here in Brazil, we don't have harsh anything. It's not a harsh winter. It's not a harsh summer. So it's much easier to deal with these things outdoors. Although they also have a large place that they can that it's not open.
Okay.
But even though they are free and they love to run during the rain or during when it's pouring outside, they love to run outside, and I think it's very healthy for them because they are dogs.
Yeah.
And I like to give these to them. Another thing that I do as a breeder, it's I don't make a stoppage on the lactation. I leave that to the mother. So as long as she wants to milk them,
Oh, okay.
milk them. Even though they are already on kibble. So I around 30 days, 28, 30 days, they want to eat kibble already, and I offer them. I don't make transitions from paste. I offer directly the kibble,
Mm-hmm.
and they are eating the kibble meal, and they are lactating in the mother, and I don't interfere in that part. So the one who will stop it, it's the bitch, it's the mother.
Mm-hmm.
She will say when it's when, and I keep them with me until 65 days of life. I have a program of vaccines at 42 days of life and 63 days of life, and then 2 days more, then they are allowed to go to their owners.
Okay.
So I think that these first 2 months, it's important to learn about hierarchy, to learn about how to deal with a mother, father, other dogs that are around them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that I do for my kennel.
Yeah. What is your most cherished, the most profound memory with your dogs until now? From your experience as a owner or a breeder, share with us a good memory you have with them. Like the first time, yes, the first time you had a sheep or something.
One good memory. It's difficult, but I can share with you a memory that has a history, okay, and has a meaning on it. I had a leader about 2 years ago that we have 2 bitches and four males.
For males,
Right,
mm-hmm.
and it is something. Wow, it's so much. It was the record for 6 to be born from one bitch. That's
Mm-hmm.
a lot. But one of the females, she was kind of passionate for me, and when I came around her, she was already glowing and showing the belly, and I knew that was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to my wife, she will stay. She chose me. It's different. It's not no. I like you because of this characteristic. I like you. No. It's just like she chose me. I could see in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay, I kept that until one person came to see, and from the photos and on my Instagram page, I have some photos of them on buckets, those blistering photos of Shiba Inus, super cute stuff. And the lady said, I wanted this one from this photo. And I look at that and I said, but this one it's not for sale. And the sister is, you don't want the sister? No. I wanted this one from this photo. And that saddened me. And then I said, okay, I will accept, and then I will leave. For some reason, when I started to send the contracts and things, the person started to say, no, I don't want anymore because my job changed and everything. And I said, thank you. And from that, and she's with me now. And from that day on, I said to my wife that I would never change my mind again, because I knew that I didn't want her to go because she chose me. So this is the most amazing,
mind-blowing experience you had with the Shiba.
We still have that bonding. So she still have this kind of a feeling,
connection with you.
Yes, it's a weird connection that I say, you're my baby, and I'm lucky to have participated in her birth, because I was there performing helping during the birth, during her growing, and I will be around, I hope, during her old age. So this is something very, very particular for me, and I can say that it's the best memory, because I remember those moments when everyone was around, but she was glowing. She was different towards me. And I like, and just another thing, I like to manipulate them a lot, so they get used to human touch.
Desensitize, you call it, right?
Exactly, because it's a primitive breed, and if you don't do that, they will start to be like they will return to their ancestors.
Yes.
So it's something that I deal a lot with patients with problems because of this, because they were not properly dealt by breeders doing this simple part, that it's manipulate them, talking with them, petting them, and this is something that I like to do with everyone. So all of them, they like me because I make them like me. But that one, her name is Daisy. So that one, it's a completely different story, because she was like, I choose you, and I say, oh yeah, you're mine.
Cool.
We will be partners for life.
To conclude, how do you see the difference between the way people pet Shibas in the countries you have lived before? Japan, I think Switzerland, right? Yeah. Switzerland and Japan. Have you met Shiba owners, Shiba breeders, dog trainers over there? Is there any difference between the Brazilian mindset and those countries?
Yes, there is a big difference, and because we are comparing developed countries with developing country. Okay, we are still developing. We are a third world country, and I love my country. I think we are amazing, but we still have problems with mostly with education. Education, like people having responsibilities and people understanding responsibilities. And this is the big difference between first world country from developing country. And so in this matter, you would never see a Japanese owner or a Swiss owner asking for, hey, I have a male. Does anyone has a female that we can mate? Like a dog Tinder, on Facebook or on WhatsApp, and this is something very different, because here people don't understand this kind of responsibility about breeding, about the proper breeding, about what will happen with those dogs. And in Switzerland and in Japan, you don't see stray dogs because they don't have. And the ones that they found, they go to shelters, and the shelters have proper regulations. If you don't have an adoption, this animal will be gone. So it's hard, but it's kind of a proper way to deal with irresponsible people.
Mm-hmm.
And when we take a third world country like Brazil, we have a lot of abandoned cats, abandoned dogs, breedings that were not supposed to happen. And when we take Shiba Inus that are a rare breed, high price, you would think, no, someone that pay that, they should have more, they should have more concern about these things. And sometimes they don't.
They don't. Yes. Because sometimes they pay. I paid so much, I have the right to do what I want with my dog, So
exactly.
It's that irresponsibility that happens. Yeah.
Exactly. And not separating that part of the responsibility of breeding is of a breeder.
Yeah,
because
of course.
He knows it's his job.
Yeah,
that's
it's his
job.
job. Yes, that's it.
His job. And no. I just want one more, and I don't want to pay that much. So let's do things like this. And it saddens me because sometimes I hear these things from people that I would never expect because of the type of life, because I go at the I only practice domiciliary in-house treatments.
In-house treatments, yes.
Yeah, for the shots, for the clinical care, nutritional care. So all these things, I go to the person's house, and then you can see what that person achieved, and so it's not a hobo from the streets, it's a high-end person of the society, and he's just thinking about how much can I earn if I mate them and have 3 puppies. And then say, what? Oh, no, that's not the purpose. Of course. But you do that. Oh, yeah, I do that because
it's an official thing.
Exactly,
you do it legally.
Because it's a breeder thing. I want to be a breeder, and then I started this. And it's different when you just do for easy money, thinking that is easy money, and not thinking about all the shots, all the tests, all the feed that they will have, the proper feeding, and that's a lot of stuff, and the problems. But it's interesting because as a veterinarian, I can say to them that, but you can have problems during the birth, then you can have like an
abortion. I don't know.
An abortion, an uterus that doesn't contract properly. You can need a C-section, and you need to pay for that, right? And then the person, oh, is that right? And we started to give them a little bit of
enlightenment about what happens, what occurs in the birth.
What can really happen? Things is imported and things are expensive because of that. So in Brazil, you can survive with very little. So people start to think that everything is easy. That's one of the problems of a tropical country that I started to realize only after
you've lived abroad. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, Kalan, thank you very much. We could go on with this Shiba chat, but maybe we can do another episode other time. And
I will. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
I only have thank you for the invitation.
Okay.
I think you are doing a very important thing for the breed itself, because it's not just something for spend some time. No, it's informative. It's
we try to do that way.
Spreading the word. Yeah, it's a very important thing that it's difficult to find people that are doing it for any other breed, and I'm very flattered that you invited me, and I hope you all the best for the show, for your podcast.
Okay, obrigado.
I'm open for any other invitation. I'm open for talk.
Okay, we can book it. Okay, obrigado, Kalan. Thank you very much.
Muito obrigado.
Ok.
Muito boa noite.
Exato. Boa noite.
Shiba Chat.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Shiba Chat Show. And now it's time for you to go play with a Shiba Inu. If you'd like to get in touch, please send us an email to shibachatshow@gmail.com. Bye for now.